So what we're going to do now is we're going to move to another nearby country, namely Botswana, and we're going to look at the investment opportunities that exist there. Now, it is the first time, this is the first AviaDev that Botswana Civil Aviation Authority have attended, which is fantastic. I'm absolutely delighted to have them with us. And to present, we have Dr. Mosinyi, who, from the Civil Aviation Authority of Botswana, the Chief Executive Officer. So please join me in welcoming him to the stage.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. It's wonderful being here in Namibia. I have to start with a little apology. I'm a little under the weather, so the presentation might not be as energetic as a conference like this might want, but I'll do my best. And perhaps also just apologize after this last presentation to say I don't have a movie. That was pretty impactful, wasn't it? But we're excited. As John mentioned, we, the Civil Aviation Authority of Botswana, we haven't been to AviaDev yet. And some might also be asking themselves, here we're talking about airports, now we're talking about a Civil Aviation Authority. What the hell is going on here? So in our part of the world, we at the CAAB are both an airports operator and a regulatory authority. So I'm standing here mostly, or for the most part, as an airports operator than an authority, but we are both at CAAB. I will be running you through some of the opportunities that exist in Botswana through the CAAB. But to start, I want to mention that from COVID, as all of us were, as affected as we were, when we were recovering as a country, our emphasis was more on the housekeeping, cleaning up, making sure that our airports and everything, our entire aviation ecosystem is ready to be sold, so that when we come out to you, we are prepared, we have laid all the groundwork such that we can sell and be able to show you the opportunities that exist in Botswana, and in particular in our airports. And that's why we have hibernated a little bit and we haven't attended the previous conferences, but we are here to share with you the good news about what goes on in Botswana. We have 4 international airports, and these are what we're going to talk about. We have the Rasebolai International Airport in Gaborone. We have an international airport in Maung, in Kasane, and also PG Matande Airport in Francistown. So our flagship airport would be Rasebolai International Airport. That would be in the top left of the slide there. So most of you who have flown to Gaborone have most likely flown into Rasebolai. But more than anything, our busiest airport is Maung Airport on the top right of your slide. As you know, Botswana is big time into tourism, and most of our tourists fly into Maung, mostly to the Okavango Delta, and that is where most of our aviation activity is. But I want to talk a little bit about these 2 airports, without necessarily getting into the technicals and the specifics. As I've mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, we have emphasized more on getting ready, and as most of you know, ICAO has been emphasizing and continues to emphasize that every country must satisfy its international airports. As you know, as the aviation community, and in particular as Africa, we're a little behind in that. Because when your airport is certified, you show everybody that you comply to the highest level of all the international standards out there. And I'm proud to stand here in front of you today to say, in 2023, we certified Rasebolai Airport. We have a certified airport operating at the highest of levels. And sometime late last year, sometime early this year, I'm sorry to say, we certified Maung Airport. So we have 2 certified airports, and the process is ongoing. And in a few months, around the September timeframe, we'll be certifying our airport at Kasane. And then the Francistown Airport, later to be certified at the end of the year. So that, to us, it's very important. When we start talking about being able to invest at our airports, being able to fly to our airports, we give you an assurance of the security, the safety, and all the operations to the highest of the international standards. That has been our emphasis, and that is what we assure you when you come to a place or when you come to interact and work and be at an airport in Botswana. And not only this, since we are an authority, I can talk about our implementations of the implementation level of ICAO's standards and recommended practices. As you all know, as states, we get audited by ICAO every few years and get scores as to our performance to all these different aspects of the important critical elements of the state safety system. And I share with you here partly how we are as Botswana, from all the different aspects, from legislation to licensing to our operations, airworthiness. The red bars are where Botswana is ranked from the 2022 ICAO audit. And the line is the international or is the global average. And unfortunately, it is intentional that I didn't plot the African average. We know how bad it is. So this shows where we are. But I also want to mention, looking at the far right-hand side of the graph, that is aerodromes and ground aids. In 2022, when ICAO audited us, that part of our system was not audited. As I speak right now, we have the ICAO auditors on the ground. So that score of 46% is from many years ago, about 13 years ago. We have ICAO auditors on the ground today, being there until next week, auditing us on aerodrome and ground aids. I have no doubt that we will perform at least as well as every other aspect of the state safety system. So, in short, if you look at our airports, we are operating at the highest level. We're able to certify the airports. You look at our state oversight system, we are as safe and secure as anyone can be. And with these, I believe when you look at us and you look at what we are doing and the case that we make in front of you, that the airports in Botswana are a place to be. Your investment is secure, and once you start flying there, you know you are flying at facilities that are at the highest of levels. Give us a round of applause. Thank you very much. I wouldn't want to get into more of the specifics, but it's important to highlight that when we talk about what we would like to put in front of you, talking about the 4 airports, sometimes it's easier to just step back and talk a few specifics about one. That would be Rasebolai International Airport. That's the airport in Gaborone. That's our flagship airport, and that's where even most of the international flights or the international travel come in. And that's where, while we have opportunities elsewhere, that's where most of the opportunities of investing in an airport ecosystems are. We have a pretty robust airport, certified, as I have mentioned, with all the different amenities and capabilities, besides the infrastructure, the runway and the terminal being at the highest level, the ground handling facilities, the passenger facilities. I invite you to visit Gaborone. I invite you to go to Rasebolai International Airport. A relatively smaller airport, but you would love how everything is run, the progress that you have made. And I have no doubt that if you have any interest in any type of investment in an airport, if you visit that airport, by the time you leave, you will have decided to leave a few of your pullers or dollars there. The first speakers here earlier talked a lot about how you need to structure, to have a good structure as to what you are going to do, to have a good master plan. And indeed, we have one. Rasebolai Airport, the region around the airport has been designated as a special economic zone. So the airport city is being built there. There are opportunities to invest there in all different types. And more than anything, since it's a special economic zone, the incentives, working with us at the CAB with the Botswana Investment and Trade Center, through the Special Economic Zone Authority, when you come to us, you will find a system that has been established for you to be able to be successful if you want to be in Botswana. From tourism to manufacturing to agriculture, all the different regions have been demarcated. Land is being serviced, all the opportunities are available. And we invite you to talk to us and investigate and find more information about this. We'll be here for the next few days, and I believe the more you talk to us, you'll be excited about this airport and all what we offer. As you look at me, I'm quite a tall guy, but I'm going to be brief. I'm a man of a few words, so I'm getting close to the end of the presentation. But for me, the most important thing is to unlock this gem that is hidden, that most of you don't know about, and show you all the good different opportunities that we have. So continuing with Rasebolai Airport, there are several of you, or some of you, have already seen or heard about what we are doing, and have already shown the excitement and talking to us about the opportunities that we provide. For example, there's a high value cargo facility that is at the stages of being built. And for us, as a landlocked country, a cargo becomes very important because the cargo business, aviation business becomes very important because we don't have a port. Almost everything that we gets from somewhere through trucking, but now we are emphasizing more on cargo. And there's even more opportunities in cargo, as you can see, that you can sit down with us and be able to look at and unlock. And also, the one other development that is almost ongoing right now is the development of a hotel at the airport and a conferencing facility. And as I said, the land is serviced. There are some incentives, the rates that you can get out of there, the partnerships that are available with us, and the rest of the private sector are out of this world. So come to Botswana, look at what we are doing, and you will not regret having taken the opportunity to talk to us. But I've talked a lot about Gaborone or Rasebolai International Airport. But I said our busiest airport by far is Maun International Airport because of the tourism in Kasane. The tourism in the Kasane area, especially when you consider that the people who go to that area are the same people who go to Victoria Falls, who go to Livingston, that area is a very popular area for tourists. So Kasane Airport is also a place where we have opportunities for investment in our airport. And we are looking at this. The previous speaker has talked about emphasis in their Cape Winelands Airport relating to meetings, incentives, and exhibitions. In Botswana, it is part of the transformation strategy for the government. Some of you may have known that the big conferences, whether you talk about US-Africa Summit last year, Forbes Under 30 last year, this year, big conferences are continuously coming to Botswana. And that will be a catalyst to all the connectivity and all the things that we are going to do around the airports, that it's support not only us at the Civil Aviation Authority, but at the highest level of government, that what we are trying to do, increasing the connectivity, has the backing of the intention and the strategy of government to emphasize of meetings, incentives, exhibition, and such. There was a talk from the last speaker, I think, about the Africa Free Trade Zone. When you take that and move it down to aviation, really the biggest thing that we must be talking about is starting with the Yamoussoukro decision, but now from an operational standpoint, talking about SATA, the Single Africa Air Transport Market. We continue as a region to be very closed. But I want to assure you, and for some that already fly in Botswana or that have had discussion with us, you know we are as open can be. You're talking about fifth freedom rights, you are talking about any rights. If you want to fly or you want to discuss or talk about flying into any of our airports, we will facilitate you anyhow you would prefer. We are as open can be. And that's what I would like to leave you with and encourage others. Let's operationalize the Single Africa Air Transport Market. Let us be open. That is when connectivity will go high, will continue to go high in this region. And that is how investments in our airports will go up. Because if connectivity increases, our economies will get better and we will be more successful. Somebody was sharing with me this morning the results or the competitiveness, the IMD competitiveness report that came out in June. They ranked the 67 countries, and I'm happy to say First of all, disappointed that only 4 African countries are in the ranking, but I'm happy to say out of the 67 countries, Botswana is ranked 55th. So our competitiveness, if you want to get into this, if you want to talk to us, if you want to invest in our airport, our competitiveness as a country from an economic standpoint is ranked very highly, 55th in the world, as I say. So with that, I think I've excited you about Botswana. Me and my colleagues will be here for the next few days, and we hope to have an opportunity to talk to you and talk about what we can do for you. Thank you very much.